years after Predators, we get our fourth solo Predator outing with Shane Black's The Predator. Written and directed by Shane Black, who appeared in the original, this film had to be fantastic. What happened? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Carter Scotland Allen. If you're new here, this is my film channel where I talk anything and everything film related. If I'm interested in it, I will talk about it, and I will also share my professional filmmaking journey. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you like movie related content. I've reviewed all three of the solo Predator films released so far, as well as both Alien vs. Predator films before the release of Prey, which comes out today, the day that this video is releasing. I also have a Predator comic book giveaway that is still live, and I will be leaving that open until tomorrow morning, the day after I see Prey. I will be watching Prey tonight, reviewing it, and that will be up tomorrow morning, and then I will go and announce the winners for the Prey comic book giveaway. When a young boy accidentally triggers the universe's most lethal hunters return to Earth, only a ragtag crew of ex-soldiers and a disgruntled scientist can prevent the end of the human race. Okay, let's talk about the directing for this film. For being written and directed by someone who was in the original film, I thought this film had to be fun. It had to be just a fun ride at the least, and it was not that. It's not a good action film, it's not a good thriller, and it's not a good comedy, which is what it ultimately tries to be, I think. Nothing about this film is cohesive, from the visuals to the characters to this overall story. I do know that there were massive cuts from the studio, and we'll never get to see that original Shane Black imagination that Shane Black cut with the so-called good Predators helping out the humans, but even that isn't a film in the Predator world that I want to see. This is by far the biggest miss in any Predator outing in my opinion. Okay, now let's talk about the cast and the characters. Like I said, these cast and characters are not cohesive, they're not believable people. We just have a fantastic cast delivering awful dialogue. It is purely awful dialogue. In fact, this film has some more memorable characters because of how bad their dialogue is. Okay, let's talk about the story. The story is absolutely wild in the worst way possible. It definitely adds things to the Predator lore, but things that I wish I had never seen. Just the idea of someone shipping Predator technology in the mail is enough to ruin the film for me. The film jumps around plot-wise, jumps around everywhere way too much, whether it's the writing, the characters, like I said, the plot itself. It jumps around too much and can't decide what it wants to be. Okay, now moving on to the visuals. This film is actually one of the worst looking Predator films simply because the CGI is super shoddy in some scenes. And the fact that you have a practical, regular fugitive Predator, they call it, compared to the CGI Predator in the same scene, the CGI Super Predator, it just looks super off and jarring, and you can see that they can make a good practical Predator, just make a good practical big Predator. Overall, seeing that CGI Super Predator anytime on screen took me out of the viewing experience. Not that I was involved or really engaged beforehand. Okay, now let's talk about the score for the film. Overall, the score is forgettable, and it's fine. It's not bad, and it has hints of the Alan Silvestri original score, but it doesn't even compare. Now moving on to the final thoughts. Overall, this film isn't fun, it's not funny, and the action isn't entertaining enough for the film to be really enjoyable at all. At this point, I would say this is my least favorite Predator film out of all of the Predator films released, including both Alien vs. Predator films. Overall, I would not recommend buying this film. There is only one way that I would ever recommend buying this film, and that is if you happen to find the Blu-ray 4-pack featuring the first two Predator films, as well as 2010's Predators, and then this film, unfortunately, which I did pick up because I found it for $10. So yeah, I think if you find this film, all of these films for $10, it's definitely worth it because, I've got 4 Blu-rays right here, and 3 of the films I thoroughly enjoy. I will rewatch Predator and Predator 2 without a doubt. I don't know if I'll rewatch Predators anytime soon, but I will end up rewatching that sometime in the future, whether it's 20, 30, 40 years from now, who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I think this is the only way I would recommend picking up The Predator released in 2018. And with that being said, I don't think I will ever rewatch this film. This film is that bad. I will never rewatch this film, and I own it. Well, that's it. We have now covered each and every Predator film, including both of the Alien vs. Predator films, all 4 solo Predator films, both Alien vs. Predator films, leading up to the release of Prey today on Hulu. I cannot wait to watch it. I will be watching it whenever I get home from work, whenever that is, on Friday, August 5th, and I will be reviewing it. The review will be out Saturday morning, as well as a ranking of every film in the Predator franchise. Well, that's it. We've now covered each and every film featuring the Predator leading up to the release of the 5th solo Predator film, Prey, releasing on Hulu today. I will be watching Prey tonight, as well as reviewing it, which my review will be up tomorrow morning, along with a ranking of all of these films. Thank you guys so much for watching these Predator videos. Next up on the channel, we'll be covering the Halloween franchise, as well as the Scream franchise. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.